best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, though I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just like that's how it is. Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions.
A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us on this week's edition of Fair Play. Fair Play is a sports program that's a full package, always bringing you up to speed with everything sports. From Uyo, the state capital of Akwa Ibom State, to across Nigeria, to across everywhere in Africa, and of course other parts of the world. Today is not going to be any different. My name is Dianime Uku. I'm going to be doing this with my friend and colleague, John Paul Alumona. Good afternoon, John Paul. Good to have you join me.
Good afternoon, Dianime, and nice being here with you today.
All right, let's get started. We have a whole lot for you today, a full package, if you want to put it that way. We're going to be beginning from the English Premier League, where matches did happen since over the weekend. Friday, specifically, I'm just going to do a very quick rundown of the matches we did have. And of course, you're going to be following up also on the screen. We'll bring you the results and also the table as things stand. On Friday, we had Friday night football, Leicester City playing at home and losing at home to Brentford by 0-4. We had on Saturday, Aston Villa defeating Chelsea by 2-1. We had Southampton losing at home to Brighton and Hove Albion, losing by 4-0. Ipswich Town lost at home by 1-4 to Tottenham Hotspur. We had Fulham also losing at home at the Craven Cottage to Crystal Palace by 0-2. Arsenal also lost at home at the Emirates to West Ham United with that one goal from Jared Bowen. We had AFC Bournemouth losing at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. It was also 0-1. We had Everton playing Manchester United 2-2. That was at Goodison Park. On Sunday, which was yesterday, we had Manchester City losing at the Etihad to Liverpool by 0-2. Then also we had Newcastle United defeating Nottingham Forest by 4-3 at the St. Mary's Park. Now we had a lot of away wins in the English Premier League, like as against the professional football league that we used to see.
Yeah, you know, this time in the English Premier League, we can say that the team is taking shape. You can see 7 home losses, 1 draw, and 2 wins. 2 home wins. Then that lost to Liverpool by Manchester City, and then Everton pulling a 2-2 draw with
against Manchester United.
That was the only draw in the whole matches. So it's a good one, and it's taking shape. But interestingly, Liverpool, as expected, they are still topping the log with
about 60 points.
64 points precisely. So it's a good one. The Nottingham Forest, I think they are gradually separating the men from the young boys, as they call it. Though Nottingham Forest, they are still in the 3rd position, and they are still standing very strong with 53 points on the 3rd position. It's a good one for them, and I believe as things move on, we'll see how it goes. Remember Southampton, your own, where we have our own my own 2 players, Joe Aribo and this other guy, Paul Onuachu. They are comfortably on the 20th position with 9 points with after 26 matches.
And there is Leicester City also with Ndidi still struggling.
Yes, with they are on the 19th position with 17 points. So it's not looking good for the Nigerians, but we believe anything can happen in football, and it's not yet over until it is over.
For Fulham, they lost at home at the Craven Cottage, and we had the full complement of the Super Eagles, talking about Alex Iwobi and Calvin Bassey playing there, and losing at home to Crystal Palace. Also, Arsenal that are supposed to be giving Liverpool a hot chase also lost at home. So we saw a lot of losses, home losses.
Yes, that's what I said.
And Liverpool cementing their place on top of
the EPL is taking shape, and I believe Liverpool may consolidate on their win and then take home the trophy. What you can see, the margin is not even much, 53, barely 9 points or so.
And that's so much.
Something, yes,
that's so much.
Huge. But I believe the likes of Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, or Man City can close the gap.
Well, with about some teams have played 27 matches, others have played 26, and with this number of matches, we've seen 3 persons on the race for the Golden Boot at the end of the season. Currently, we have Mohamed Salah topping the goal scorers charts with 25 goals. We have Erling Haaland, Manchester City's striker, 19 goals, and we also have Alexander Isak coming from Newcastle United. That was a man that Arsenal was supposed to sign, but of course they could not, and they allowed Newcastle United to get that particular one. He's also on 19 goals, joint with Erling Haaland.
Yes.
So what are we looking forward to? Mohamed Salah with 25 goals, 6 goals
gap. I think he's looking good for the Egyptian Mohamed Salah, because 25 goals currently, and he still has the capacity to score more, as it were. So I don't think he will allow these guys to come close to him. So it may come to Africa.
Okay, that's beautiful. From there, let's move very quickly to the Serie A, where games also did happen over the weekend. We saw games did happen. Let me also quickly take you through the games that did happen. Then we will sit back on what is supposed to be, or who is supposed to be the focus of the program today, Ademola Lookman, the Super Eagle, who of course had it very hot over the weekend. But before that, let's take you through what did happen. On Friday, Lecce did lose at home to Udinese. It was 0-1. Udinese, that's where our own Maduka Okoye, our goalkeeper, is playing. And of course, he's doing well for himself.
And a away victory for them.
And that was an away victory for them. We had Inter Milan defeat Genoa by 1-0. We had Torino defeating AC Milan by 2-1. Torino is where our own Ola Aina formerly played before he moved to Nottingham Forest. We have Venezia, Lazio playing goalless. Lazio is where our own Fisayo Dele Bashiru, who is a doubt for our qualifiers next month. He is currently out injured, so we're praying and hoping that he gets back on his feet as quickly as possible. Let's see if Ericelli will have him in our list. We had Parma defeating Bologna by 2-0. We had Cagliari lose at home by 0-1 to Juventus. We had Empoli lose at home by 0-5 to Atalanta. That's where our own Ademola Lookman plays. He scored the brace in that particular one to make a point for himself, and especially for his coach, Gian Piero Gasperini. We're going to come to that very quickly. Hellas Verona defeated Fiorentina by 1-0, and we also had Como, where former Arsenal star Cesc Fabregas in charge, defeating Napoli by 2-1. That is a very huge result, because Napoli on top of the Serie A, losing that particular one to Francis Fabregas' side by 2-1. That means that league is still very open. So from there, let us move very quickly to our focus in today's program, talking about Ademola Lookman. Ademola Lookman, before the weekend's match, Atalanta did play against Club Brugge in the UEFA Champions League, and unfortunately they lost that particular encounter, and currently as we speak, Atalanta are no longer in the UEFA Champions League. And it did not just end there. Ademola Lookman came from the bench. Atalanta was losing, I think, about 2 or 3 goals to nothing. Ademola Lookman came up from the bench in the 46th minute, scored a goal, and also in the course of that second half there was a penalty, and Ademola Lookman stepped up to convert. Unfortunately, the goalkeeper parried that away, and that was what said at the beginning of his problems with Gian Piero Gasperini, the coach of Atalanta. Now, let us put that up on the screen to see what Gasperini said after that particular encounter, heaping all of the blames on this one man who has made Nigeria proud, who has made Atalanta proud, who has made Africa proud, who carried Atalanta on his shoulders last season, and of course was the sole reason, or one of the major reasons why Atalanta did win the Europa League last season. Read that on the screen what Piero Gasperini said. He said Lookman wasn't supposed to take the penalty. He is one of the worst penalty takers he has ever seen, and even in training he doesn't have a good rate of scoring from the spot. Now that particular statement did not go unnoticed. It took the world by storm and everybody rose up against him. Why should he make such a statement? Of course, there were also he also had some backlash from the fans.
Yeah, of course.
There was some backlash from other football greats, and of course Ademola Lookman also had to respond as well to that particular statement. Ademola Lookman's statements, as we will see on the screen shortly, also did make the rounds, and of course it was greeted with so much support. We had former Super Eagles stars supporting him, Samuel Eto'o supporting him. We had the football world rise up to support him. That is Ademola Lookman's response to that particular outburst.
Yes, my brother, the truth is that the coach, that response from the coach is all sportsmanly, we must say, because in football we know we do what we call a collective victory and collective loss, as it were. And a team losing and you singling out your star player for
them and got a goal.
And then, you know, in football, any player can lose a penalty. Lionel Messi has lost many penalty chances. Even Cristiano Ronaldo, even Kaka, all the world best, they've done that. Even in Africa, even Eto'o.
Gasperini during his time as a player
also lost penalties and he was not killed. So why was he now singling out the player for blame? Instead of agreeing that his team did not play well or it was not their day. But he just, you know, messed him up without even shielding him from fans. If not because fans had the kind of respect and regard for the young man, they would have even they could have even attacked him.
Well, as we speak,
it was not a nice one.
Yeah, it wasn't. As we speak, because of Lookman's statement and the outburst that did happen from the football world, Gasperini also came back to make a statement. We can put that on the screen so that not everyone will see. He said Lookman felt offended, but I did not offend anyone. That's, I mean, a statement without remorse.
Yes,
he entered with a fantastic approach against Club Brugge. If he starts training to improve on penalties with his exceptional skills, Ademola can become our first penalty taker. I am of the opinion that Ademola Lookman can take penalties.
Of course.
We recall that
he has even scored many penalties.
In the AFCON, Ademola Lookman took a penalty and he won. I mean, he got up, but he scored and Nigeria won. So why should Gasperini do that at this time?
And to African best for that matter, he doesn't have. I think anyway. I don't want to say it's racism because I'm on air, but that comment was unbecoming. It was not nice at all. I must tell you.
And to respond to that particular comment,
he scored 2 goals.
He scored 2
yesterday.
He scored 2, and he got the man of the match award.
Sure, that will show you his class. You know.
I was thinking that Gasperini will come out again
to apologize.
Now to apologize, and not just to want to grandstand as a coach, because for me that makes no sense whatsoever.
At all.
Now, this is not the first Super Eagles we've seen facing this kind of backlash. We've also had Victor Osimhen face this backlash while he was in Napoli. That was one of the reasons, the main reason why he left for Galatasaray.
And he was the African best then.
And he was the African best.
I don't know whether the arrow was actually targeted at African best or whatever. Maybe the coach is jealous of him, I must say, because I don't know the reason. It's not justifiable because this is a guy that has actually done well as a player for himself, for Africa and for Nigeria and even for Atalanta. So such blame, and I also expected the coach to, you know, somehow apologize, even if he's not coming out fully, but apologize that maybe he made the statement in error. He will not take anything from me. After all, he's
for me, he should not. The apology should be very straight.
Clear.
Ademola Lookman, I am sorry that I came out that my statement
was wrong. Did
not go down well with you. This was not the intent of this statement. Make it very clear. Now, because of this particular outburst, there have been rumors already that Ademola Lookman will leave Atalanta at the end of the season. Is this enough to make Ademola Lookman think of leaving Atalanta at the end of the season?
Of course, if I'm in his shoes, I will leave. Because after all, he's a big player. He's bigger than the club, obviously. Because if the coach cannot...
Well, no player is bigger than the club, actually.
Yes, but his pedigree currently and all that, since the coach does not appreciate him, he needs to take a step out of the club and go to somewhere that he will be appreciated.
Well, away from Syria,
but that's left for him anyways. For the purpose of the analysis, I'm just saying my mind.
We will all support Ademola Lookman. If he chooses to stay at Atlanta, that's fine. If he wants to leave, we will make
it easier for him. I suggest clubs that
we will suggest clubs for him. Yes. Where will you want Ademola Lookman to go to if he's leaving?
He should go to
Manchester United.
Of course, I'm Manchester United fan, but for the purpose of him winning trophies and all that, I think he should go to Liverpool or maybe Manchester City.
Well, Liverpool or Manchester City, that's in the English.
Well, I don't want him to go to Arsenal. But in Arsenal, they've not won trophies.
I want him to go to Arsenal so that he can help Arsenal win a trophy.
No, but
he helped Atalanta win a trophy.
Yes.
So he can help Arsenal win a trophy.
I think anyway, let's not go there. Because I wanted to tell you that.
How about going to Real Madrid or Barcelona?
That's a good one.
How about going to Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga?
That's a good one. Those ones are good options.
Okay.
But I don't want him to go to Arsenal because Arsenal, they are not used to.
I want him to go to Arsenal so he can help us.
Arsenal, when did they win the trophy? Win a trophy at all?
Okay.
No.
So since we're still discussing what happened, that was after UEFA Champions League match, and after that particular series of the UEFA Champions League games, on Friday there was the UEFA Champions League round of 16 draws. And of course we can put that on the screen because after the UEFA Champions League draws, we also had the Europa League draws and the Conference League. But let's begin first from the UEFA Champions League draws. For me, the biggest of this particular draws that we've seen, PSG up against Liverpool, that will be a clash of the Titans. But beyond that particular one, we've seen Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid. That's going to be a local derby. We've also seen another particular derby, a Bayern Munich against Bayer Leverkusen. So, of course, we've seen Benfica against Barcelona. We've seen PSG against Arsenal. We've seen Club Brugge that did defeat Atalanta squaring up against Aston Villa. Then Dortmund versus Lille, Feyenoord versus Inter. Then, of course, we have Bayern Munich versus Leverkusen, where we have our own Victor Boniface playing. So, what do you make of this particular last 16 draws?
It's a good one. It's a good one. But if I'm to tick, I'll tick maybe Liverpool to overcome PSG, then Real Madrid.
But they're not going to get it on a platter of gold.
I'm not saying, but I'm just saying maybe after the 2 legs they will come out stronger. What I'm wishing. Then Feyenoord, Inter Milan will carry the Dortmund, Lille, the Dortmund in Germany, they will take it against the
against Lille.
The French. Then Aston Villa, you know.
Aston Villa have done well in the UEFA Champions League.
Sure, but
very well.
But based on current form,
you want to give it to Club Brugge?
That's what I'm thinking.
No, I will give it to Aston Villa. The reason is if you look at the table.
Sure.
If you look at the table, Aston Villa almost won. They drew. They never lost a game. They won and they drew. So they stood a better chance ahead of Club Brugge.
Okay.
Yeah. So I give that to Aston Villa.
Okay.
For PSG Arsenal.
PSG. I don't know. Maybe for your sake, I'm a assassin.
But for Bayern Munich and Leverkusen.
Bayern. But for the purpose of Boniface, I would like him to go and show us.
On the moves, Bayern Munich will look better, right?
Yes.
But my heart will go for Leverkusen. Then for Benfica, Barcelona.
Bacano.
Is it a done deal?
It's a done deal.
All right, let's go very quickly to the round of 16 in the Europa League. We also did see some games that some teams did tie up. AZ Alkmaar up against Tottenham Hotspur. Very quickly, Ajax versus Eintracht Frankfurt. We have Bodo Glimt versus Olympiacos. Victoria Plzen against Lazio. Fenerbahce versus Rangers. Roma up against Atletico Club. FCSB against Lyon. Then Real Sociedad up against Manchester United. At least we have a Manchester United in the Europa League.
Yes, it's a good one for the English teams.
But they'll be playing against Real Sociedad, that is also not doing badly in the La Liga.
Yes, but in this one, Manchester United will take it because they are not actually doing well this season based on English Premier League,
but they're trying in the Europa League.
Yes, so this is where they are going to show their class, show their capacity, and the coach will also want to put in a point that he's not there for play.
All right, let us look at AZ Alkmaar against Tottenham Hotspur. AZ Alkmaar defeated Galatasaray, removed Galatasaray.
Sure.
That had Victor Osimhen. Of course, Victor Osimhen also did score a goal.
But I think he was not fully fit.
Yeah, of course, he came in from the bench. Yes, he came in from the bench. He also had a goal.
So if he had actually started the match and was fully fit, maybe the result would
have been a different one. But Tottenham Hotspur going into that round.
I'll give it to Tottenham because
AZ Alkmaar played very fine football.
Yes, but when it matters most, some of these English teams will try to prove their point.
Fenerbahce currently has Jose Mourinho, and they'll be up against Rangers, where we also have some Nigerians, though not very renowned, but we have some Nigerians who are doing well, who are playing in Rangers. So Fenerbahce, Jose Mourinho side against Rangers.
Because I'll give it to Mourinho. not with sentiment, because some of those Nigerians, in fact, the Rangers, they are not they are not very.
They're neither here nor there.
Yes, these days. So I'm believing, and then the special one, he has a way
of winning
matches and getting something.
Beautiful. Of course, he got that. He got the Europa Conference League for Roma before he left.
Yes.
So from there, let us move very quickly to the Europa Conference League, the UEFA Conference League. In the UEFA Conference League, the round of 16 is already done. The screen, we're going to have Real Betis up against Victoria. But my interest in all of this will be Chelsea playing against Copenhagen of Denmark. Chelsea is in that particular one against Copenhagen. Then I think that's about the biggest team and the one that really relates to us because of maybe the number of Nigerians. We also have Nigerians who are playing in other teams too.
Sure.
We have Nigerian who is playing in Fiorentina, to the best of my knowledge. We have a Nigerian too who is playing for Molde. Yes, for Molde. We have this particular young man who just left Eyimba, who was a former what's this Daga.
Yes.
Yeah, Daga, who is also in one of these national teams. Yes, he left. He played for this local team, FC1 Rockets. From FC1 Rockets, he played for Dakada. From Dakada, he went to Eyimba. From Eyimba, he's now playing for Molde. So we're now seeing some Nigerians who will be squaring off against each other.
It will be a good one to see them, and it also gives them opportunity to also promote their career at scale. Because if they do well there, the world are watching, other clubs are watching.
Ericelli also has a very uphill task in his hands because he has these players. He has to go across the world to see these players and bring them together to make a formidable team so that we can play against Rwanda and Zimbabwe.
Yes, on that, club football and national team football are two different things altogether. And then you consider the current forms of players and the national team form. Remember last time we were talking about Victor Boniface. Even though he's a big star, he does well. But in the national team, he rarely scores goals.
And he has never scored a goal yet.
He has not. So coaches will also consider those criteria before bringing players. You don't just go out. And then remember, these are important matches. So don't
win matches.
Good. So don't expect coach to bring in some unknown player like that. They don't pick one or two.
Let us come back home, and also let us look at the possibility of Ericelli picking one or two from the MPFL. Let's come back home. There were matches not over the weekend but during midweek, because over the weekend was the President's Federations Cup. That's how it's called now. And Akwa United has taken the Akwa home state slots.
That's a good one for them.
Yes.
We actually need to commend them, because if Akwa United had lost that one, it would have been a big shame.
Okay, let us look at.
They are the defending champions, so
yes,
it's good we celebrate them for the victory.
Okay, let's celebrate.
So and this will spur them to do well in the next away game that will happen
in the MPFL.
Sure.
Let us look at what happened in the midweek.
Okay.
We had first we had El Kanemi Warriors playing goalless against Bendel Insurance. We had Sunshine Stars 1-1 against Kano Pillars. We had Abia Warriors play 1-0 against Rangers. We had Bayelsa United draw 2-2 against Nasarawa United. Niger Tornadoes 2-1 against Heartland. Akwa United 1-1 against Rivers United. Shooting Stars 2-2 against Lobby Stars. Ikorodu City 2-1 against Plateau United. Katsina United 2-1 against Eyimba. The Remo Stars 2-0 against Kwara United to consolidate their position on top of the MPFL. Let us look at what the log looks like currently after MPFL match day 25. That's what the log looks like on the table. Akwa United are still 19th on the log after 25 matches. Yes, they had defeated this other a young team to emerge champions of the state.
They also defeated the Eyimba, remember?
They defeated the Eyimba, but they could not defeat Rivers United. They played 1-1, and they're still 19th on the log.
It's not looking good at all. I wanted to say that. It's not looking good for Akwa United, but I believe they can still turn something around. Just like the coach said, all hope are not lost.
Okay, let us listen to Coach Umar after that particular one. Then let's wrap up things as currently.
We are still very optimistic that we get something else here.
All right, so that's simply what we're expecting the team to do, not just the coach talking.
No,
coaches have been talking.
Of course, the truth is this: the second stanza of the MPFL is always a different ball game, because this
is the business part of it.
Yes, so this particular phase will decide whether you are dropping or you are remaining in the log. And then looking at 5 draws and 5 home wins is a balanced one. There was never an away victory. And expect something like this, because any team losing at home, you know what it means. So I believe Yes, no team will want to drop points away.
I really will
No.
expect that Akwa United
At
should
home,
win
all their home matches. Yes,
That
and if they do that, it will actually go a long way helping the team.
That is what we want at this time, because
And then if there's any miracle or anything they can do to get at least a point or two away,
we're seeing
it
some
will be
other
a good
teams.
one.
We're seeing some other teams drawing
Coming
away
here.
from home.
Yes, so it
and
will
some
be a
other
nice
teams
one.
too coming to draw.
Exactly. So
Why can
even if they
Akwa-
cannot, even if Aqua cannot win away, let them draw away. That 1 point can make a lot of difference.
Two things we want for Akwa United very quickly as we wrap up. Number one, win all your home games. It should be a matching order. Yes, we currently as we speak, right now ongoing, underway is
The
Governor
new commissioner.
Umoino swearing in the new commissioner.
No,
So we are
of course.
expecting, like you had said, I'll put this across to you. I'm quoting you now.
You
You had
have
said
to.
Paul Bassi will be the commissioner for sports. So
That
we're
was-
expecting that
yes,
if at the end of the swearing in, the portfolios will be out. So let's see. We keep our fingers crossed to see if Paul Bassi will emerge the commissioner for sports. Once that happens, the immediate next thing we will expect Paul Bassi to do will give the coach, give
matching
Kennedy
order.
Boboye a matching order. Win all your home matches and begin to draw away from home.
That is
That's
it.
the only way we can secure our place in
I
the
totally
NPFL.
agree with you, Danny, because look at just what you said. The it's not looking good. They are on the 19th position with 24 points. The team on the 18th position has 28. Do you get 27?
27.
The other one 28. So the margin is already
It's
opening
widening
up. You get so before now, if you get away 1 point away, you can automatically push you to 16 or 15. But it's no longer business as usual. You know. So even if they win now, they may still remain in that position. They need
Of course they will.
Yeah,
they will. If you look at the table,
Yes.
you understand
So-
that with 24 points, 25, 26, 27. So they're still going to be there.
Do you understand? So this is a way match they are going to play. They have nothing to lose. In fact, they have no excuse than to win or at least a draw.
Well-
Well, come home and whatever happens, we pray from there.
Would have loved to discuss some more, but that's how much time can afford us this afternoon. Thank you so much for watching. It is our hope that with
New
Paul
commissioner.
Bassi coming in, we honestly were not the governor, but that's our prayer that Paul Bassi should come in because he's a sports administrator.
Of course, we are analysts now. We can predict.
Of course, and we can also make suggestions.
Of course, and then the media sets agenda for the government.
Exactly.
So it's not out of place to say Paul Bassi will be commissioner of sports.
So, dear governor, please give
Paul
Paul Bassi the commissioner for sports. Then let him get to work immediately with Akwa United. Thank you so much, John Paul, for making this happen this afternoon. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dianime Uko. We'll come again next Monday with updates. Have a good afternoon.